Today I'm going to focus a little bit more on answering some of the questions that have been left on the videos that I've been making, because I put them all across the board, and these questions come from my Patreon members. So the first person said, "Hi Salora, I have a question regarding empowerment and living as your authentic self. Does this mean expression of both your light and dark side, or does it mean you have gone within and integrated both sides of you?" So that's the same thing. When you say light and dark side and integration, that is integration. So our masculine side is the light side and our feminine side is the dark side. So when we are integrating both feminine and masculine, we are integrating the light and dark within ourselves. You also said how it's physically expressed. It's a genuine question. That I'm a little confused about. I'm not sure what you mean by physically expressed. Like, are you curious about whether it's going to show up in a physical way in our body? And the answer to that would be, it would mostly reflect in our health, our energy, our behavior, the way we look. That's very much about unique expression. And you said, it's a genuine question. A few things like becoming more assertive, stopping with the people pleasing, speaking the truth regardless, helping to heal others, compassion, empathy, etc. Standing up for yourself, no longer being the doormat, challenging, questioning the status quo. Yeah. Let's see. Creative expression. Oh, okay. And you said all of these things that you're mentioning, you're curious about what other forms we can show homage or worship to the Dark Mother. So all of the things you mentioned are exactly what you're supposed to be doing. And the thing is that building a list would take me, that's what I'm going to start in January. Actually, I'm going to start December 30th because that's when the new moon is happening. So I keep saying January, but it's because literally 2 days away from January. So we're going to start December 30th is when I'm going to start uploading information about that. And you'll get a better idea of what I mean, because the root chakra, which the Dark Mother rules, she is the tree of life. This is why she's so deeply ingrained in nature. She is everything. She is the cosmos. She is the planets. She is Mother Earth. She is inside us and all of us. She is source. When the Bible, and I'm saying, quotation marks, because when the Bible says that God is the beginning and the end, the Alpha and the Omega, that's her. She is our beginning and our end. So she is both the crown chakra and the root chakra and everything in between. But a lot of people, when they think of the Dark Mother or motherhood at all, or goddesses at all, they only allow certain types of goddesses to exist. But the part of her, because all of the goddesses are facets of her, they are all representing different facets of her. And that'll bleed into the second question, but let me finish this. The main source of her power is what they've dismissed. And so those are the parts that she's trying to get us to reignite, not because she doesn't also represent the other parts, but because that is the source, that's the root of it all. And so that the root chakra bleeds into every other area of our life. It's the source of power for every other area of our life. So for me to give you a list, that's so difficult, because that's literally what I'm going to do. Starting December 30th, I'm going to start sharing information with you guys on how to regulate your energy, how to make it so solid that when it bleeds into other areas of your life, it's coming from a place of authenticity and power and all of it. So it's just too much to put in a list, but I still wanted to give you an answer because I know that you asked that with your whole heart, and I wanted to let you know that I read the full thing and I could reply to bits and pieces, but that list that you're asking me for, that's something that will come with time. Okay. Now the second person said, where did this, I'm laughing because she said, picking your beautiful brain. Where did this originate? As in, why did they, other than power and control, classify these things as dark? Sexuality enrages me. We are women. We have desires too that are just as natural as men's, yet ours is labeled unclean. Or my favorite word, whore. Okay, so before I read the rest, in multiple pantheons, like the Greek pantheon, the Roman pantheon, the Christian pantheon, you will find stories of the gods or angels rebelling against the natural order. That's her they rebelled against. Now, keep in mind, I channel bits and pieces, and she is a massive energy source. So I can't like tap into her fully without brain frying myself. So I get bits and pieces that I can digest, right? So the bits and pieces I have gathered up until now, like she corrects me, because again, it's very slow, gentle energy. And I mentioned a few videos ago that Hecate was her sister. And she kind of gently corrected me, like, no, 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 you heard the word Hecate and sister, but not because she is her sister, but because Hecate has sisters. So this is what she's shown me, okay? She created 4 sons, each one for the different cardinal points. When they turned on her, at the time, male and female genitalia did not exist. It was not necessary. She doesn't need a consort to create. So even though like Hinduism has Parashakti, the research I've done, again, puts her as a consort to the god. Ashera, which again would be the mother of the gods, again, she's put as a consort. It's always like she has a partner when that's not true. She doesn't need a partner. That came after. Genitalia was something that the male gods created. And I say male because they were masculine energies. And she was the source of creation. They wanted her power of being able to create. They could not do that, so they had to create a way to be able, they cloned. How can they clone her? And so they violated her. They created genitalia and penetrated her to be able to take some of her creative power. And just look at the chromosomes, right? The chromosomes are XX for females, XY for males. Even a male has to be a female first before he can be born a male. She does not need a male to give her permission to create. She is the creator. I mean, even male genitalia is just the female reproductive system flipped outward. So the rebellion was led against her. She's the one they rebelled against. And then they used her, and how they treated her while she was unconscious. Now, how she got there, the reason I mentioned I get bits and pieces, how she got to the point of unconsciousness, I don't know. Dormancy. She's been dormant for a long time. How she got there, I don't know if they forced that on her or if she was just taking a rest, because the Bible does say that God rested on the 7th day of creation, right? But I don't know if that rest was forced or not. What I do know is that what they did to her while she was resting is where they got the whore thing from. But it's not because she was a whore. It's because they used her like one. And even then, they still crave the motherly energy, the power that comes from motherly energy. Because even now, we see, what's the saying? There's no such thing as no great man without a great woman behind him. They harvest energy off of women even now. And we are a shadow of what she is. And even now, we are still the ones generating energy for them. So I might have to make a part 2 of this one. What's the rest of your question? To you, the definition of whore is someone, both sexes included, is someone who lays down with another person with any intention other than celebrating their partner and themselves. So why did this even become a thing? Well, yeah, it's okay. So I kind of already got there. I kind of answered that question already, because that's how they treated her. So she's only, the facets of her that they celebrate are the ones where they can treat her like a whore, where she's innocent and pure, or where she's a mother. The empowered, independent part of her, they shun, they crush it. And that's the part she wants to bring back, because we know all facets of her except one of the crucial ones. And it's my job to teach you guys how to get there. So that's what I'm going to be doing starting December 30th, which, you know, for those of you who watch my tarot readings, you've kind of been getting snippets, but starting December 30th, I'm going to be downloading a lot more information about that. So I hope that that answered you guys' questions. Thank you so much for participating and asking questions that I can answer, and I appreciate y'all.